Hi viewers, thank you again for joining me. Gabriel here from Gabrealtor, and today we are going to talk about a couple of things, and they're interesting topics. But first, before we proceed, I would love to say thank you so much for the love you've shown me, for the support, and those guys who are subscribed to this channel. Thank you. So amazing people. Stick around because there's so much to discuss. So today I want us to talk about now that you have already acquired a land, you've purchased your plot and you got a title deed. So what next? What are the things that you can do with your parcel? What are the things that you can do to improve the value of your land and also get a return of your investment? So without much ado, let's jump right into it. So the first thing that you might want to consider doing with your vacant land is to build a house. Of course, this is a conversation of if you need or why do you need to build a house, but ideally the whole point is when you build a house on that land, you increase the value of the land. At the same time, you could be needing a house maybe for your home, or you can do like a vacation house or something people can come and rent out during some time, etc. So depending on the land, like where the land is, or what are the things you want to in terms of are you into one of the biggest ideas or things that people jump onto is like Airbnb, which is one of the most famous idea with a house. So you can consider doing a house, which is a very brilliant idea, and you can do a mansion or a bungalow or just a cottage, just a structure. You can either rent out this structure as Airbnb, or you can consider it to be like your home for your family and yourself, or you can also sell it, which is interesting because the more you the better the house, then you sell it, the more the money you make. So that's a lucrative deal. I think you might want to consider that as one of the things you can do with your parcel. So remember, that's point number one. So point number two, you're around. Point number two, you can consider planting trees around your land, depending on the size of the land, the location, etc. But you can plant trees and then make it a very beautiful scenery for outdoor photography. I'm saying this because I am a photographer as well, and I know what it means to have a beautiful outdoor place where you can do photography. So this is a place you can consider doing some great beautiful trees and sort of doing some very beautiful landscaping where people can come hire the ground so that they're able to do photography or even videography on that parcel. That is an income generating business for you. So regardless of where the land is, actually you can consider this as one of the best things you can do with your vacant land. It is not something that you might want to think as a lot of money being injected into it like building a house, but that is one of the cheapest and a beautiful idea. I think you can consider that. Point number three, you can do farming depending on also the soil type. We know the most common and most famous soil for farming is red soil and also loam soil. Very nice, and especially if you have some manure, fertilizer, etc., you can have a very fertile soil that is able to help you produce crops. And when you do farming, of course, definitely that means you're producing food crops which you're able to sell. You can even also farm flowers, which is one of also the most selling products, especially within this region. So you can go for that. You can plant food crop, you can plant also you can do like flowers and other things, or even grass. Okay, you can also plant grass in that land, and then you're able to harvest it as hay, and then you're able to sell it and get money out of it. So it's your plain land, and then there's grass. Then after a given period you harvest, then as hay you're able to sell it to someone. Hello, making sense? That is a brilliant idea. I think you can go for it instead of leaving your land to just be there vacant. That is something that you might want to consider. Guys, if you're enjoying this video, please, a subscription will do an amazing job. So please subscribe as we continue with it. Another idea, you can use your land for rearing livestock, and that makes you, of course, a brilliant farmer, because within that space you're able to bring together maybe cattle, you're able to bring sheep, goats, and other animals that you might want to rear, and then you're able to get some benefits out of it. Like for cattle, you know, you can get milk, you can get skin. For sheep, you can get wool. For goats, you can also get goat milk and other products that are sold out there. So you can use your space to do some livestock rearing, which is something that will be very convenient for you, and also a return of investment. Instead of having your parcel of land staying vacant and of no use, sort of, you can consider rearing livestock, depending on also the size, because I don't expect you to do this like on half an acre land, but more of like 1 acre, 2 acres, 3 acres, depending on now also the location and the land. But remember, with all things constant and a big huge space, you're able to do some good livestock rearing. The other idea, which is one of the most common, and for those who are brilliant, is to do solar energy. I think this, as it speaks, it's as easy as it is. You just need a clear, large parcel of land, and then you put solar panels, and then you're able to supply power to yourself, your neighborhood, and other people. That gives you power. Like solar gives you the power so that you empower the community and yourself, and in return, with the power you're selling, you're able to get back your money. Yeah, that's a beautiful idea. Some of the best things are like when you travel like across the world, you realize some of the places are in a very desert, remote locations where there is no power, but they have powered the city through the solar panels, and it's because they used the space to just mount the solar panel, and you have more power coming into the village or your home. So that's something that you can consider also doing with your parcel. Another one, of course, there are quite a number of them, so you need to stick around and remember to subscribe to my channel so that you're able to get these ideas flowing. Yes, the other one, you can consider using your space as a spiritual sanctuary. Does that make sense? Yeah, it does. As spiritual as you are, you can be able to set up like a quiet place where people can come in, then they pay an entry fee, and then they pray within that. I think you have seen this more at places like Arboretum and other areas within our country, that is Kenya, where we have this spiritual sanctuary set aside, a place that is quiet, people coming to even camp to just pray. So that would be amazing, because it doesn't cost you anything. You just need to create an environment that is quiet and good for someone to be able to connect themselves with their God spiritually. So you can consider using your space for that. Imagine, and you'll be able to make some money out of it. Don't leave your land staying there vacant and not of any use. You can make money out of it. Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. I think I should start that. Of course, this other one is a good idea, and you'll love it. It's just that it will need you to really spend a lot of money to implement it. And I'm talking about having like a training field where people come to either jog around, or there's a total facility, like there's a complete facility that is equipped with all the necessary material and stuff they need for them to train. You can have like a rugby pitch, you can have a football pitch, you can have like a place for bikers, go-karting and other things for just recreation, and as well for sports and sports training, and maybe for people who want like refresher course for driving and other things. But this requires like a huge chunk of land, and at the same time it will need you to invest heavily in it. But remember, the more money you spend on it, the more money you get out of it, because if someone is coming to drive and then you're able to charge them maybe 1,000 baht per hour or so, that is good money for you. So depending on the size of land you have, we are looking at, then you can consider this as a great idea. Because if you're talking of a football pitch, for crying out loud, I don't expect you to like sort of want to use a quarter an acre, you know, that won't happen. It's not worth even for not table tennis. It's not even enough for tennis. So you need like something big enough, like a football pitch, like 2-3 of them, so that you're able to accommodate more activities and generate more income. In the same concept still, you can be able to put up like a recreation facility whereby people have like a swimming pool, gym. People can come in and just gym and work out. People can come in and swim. Children come over the weekend with their parents to just have fun. So that is something that you can consider using your land on. Remember, these things will of course cost you some money to implement, but in the process you gain more money through them. So that is also something that you might consider using your land rather than just leaving it there staying vacant without any use. I might be doing more of this, like dropping tips maybe along the way. Just all you need is to subscribe to my channel so that you might get more tips along the way. But one of the last tip that I would want to share with you today is to encourage you to think of like doing like a tree house. Yeah, sounds a bit extreme, but it's so attractive. It's one of the things that people look forward to, and it could be one of the few tree houses that we might be having in Kenya. So if you do that and then you hire it out, people come to do like Airbnb-ish to your house, which is a tree house, that would be really, really amazing. And you might get a lot of people who are interested to just come sleep in for a day or two. And that is a constant return of investment. You can sink a borehole and then you'll be able to pump water and have some storage tanks and pump water, and then you'll be able to sell that water. So in the context is that you have a land, you have water, you're selling water, and you get a return of your investment. Because we know most of the countries, or like almost over 600 million people on earth, have zero access to fresh water, and that puts you at an angle where you'll be able to make money out of that. So depending on the location, depending on also the community around. So technically what I'm trying to say is that within the place where you have your land, however small or big, this one, the advantage of this is that you don't need a huge chunk of land. You can just sink a borehole, put on storage tank, pump water. You could connect people with water, and you'll be able to get money out of it. So like money keeps on coming every other day. So depending on the size of land, where it is, and how much money you want to spend on it, you can actually be able to generate some revenue out of your land. So don't just keep it there like stuck. No. You can do something with it. So are you all excited like I am and doing something with our land? Great. So let's get started.